The streets of Durban for the regime change march. That is what they're calling their protest action today. These members of the ANC are said to be about 15,000. They've come from across the city under the ANC's eThekwini region, which is the largest region of the party here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. And they're saying that they're out here today to defend the country from anti-revolutionaries. They're here to defend the country from the West, as they put it earlier on when we were speaking to the secretary of the ANC here in the eThekwini region, Begin Tuli, was saying that there's a plot to destabilize the country. There's a plot to weaken the government and a plot against President Jacob Zuma. Well, the march is almost halfway now through the main street of Durban, Pixley Kaseme Street, as they are making their way to the city hall, where a memorandum will be handed over. Amongst ANC leaders that are here, the president of the ANC Youth League is amongst the leaders of the party who are here today. We also have provincial leaders, as well as, of course, the leadership of the ANC region, eThekwini region. But joining me now from the Youth League, we have the secretary of the Youth League in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Thandukolo Sabelo. Thandukolo, thank you very much for your time. You're saying a regime change. You're saying you're here to defend the country. You're here to defend President Jacob Zuma.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Ayan, and greetings to the viewers at home. Well, we are very clear here as the ANC and ANC Youth League. We are here in our numbers to show the entire country that the president of the ANC and the president of the country and the entire leadership still have the support of the masses of the people of South Africa. We are here to fight against regime change. We are aware that there is a plot to try and change the leadership and remove the ANC by means that are not democratic. You must remember, Ayanda, that the ANC had just emerged in a national government election with a 62% majority. So it is indeed a legitimate government led by President Zuma. So there are people seated in certain quarters who are trying to delegitimize President Zuma and the executive and are trying to ensure that there is regime change. And we are aware that is driven from the West. So that's what we are here to do as the ANC Youth League, to say we are here to defend the country. We are here to defend President Zuma. We are here to say nobody is going to remove President Zuma as the president of the country. While we are still here as the ANC Youth League, we will defend President Zuma with all that we have.
Thandukolo, are you saying that the recent events, the Fees Must Fall campaign, do you see that as being part of this plot? Earlier on, we were talking with you when you're speaking about our outgoing public protector, saying, are you also accusing her of being behind this plot to destabilize the country?
Well, definitely, we do believe that Tulima Donsela is actually the leader of the regime change program in the country. We believe that all her actions, the actions that she has been doing while she was still a public protector, was a program to try and plot regime change here in the country. So we definitely do believe that Tulima Donsela is indeed the leader of the regime change program. We are aware of a last attempt. The last attempt was to remove a report on state capture that was aimed to be damning on the president and the executive, to say that the state has been captured. So by lack of the court, when she was interdicted, she was stopped from releasing a report which actually had one side. It never had both sides. She hasn't allowed the president to exercise his constitutional right to be able to interview those whom have made an allegation against the president. But she wanted to reveal that report, which was one-sided. It was part of the regime change program. That's why we are saying that she is indeed the leader of regime change in this country. In terms of the fees must fall, we support as the ANC Youth League issue of fees must fall. We support it definitely, but we are aware that there is a third force element. There is a third force element that is indeed trying to hijack the legitimate struggles of students and try and force regime change. We support as the ANC Youth League, and by the way, the ANC also support that there must be free education for the poor here in the Republic of South Africa. And as the ANC Youth League, we are very clear. We want free education to start as of 2017. So we definitely support, but we are aware of a third force element that is trying to hijack legitimate protests of students. Now, lastly, about Thuli Madonsela, the fact that she attended a funeral in Israel, knowing our stance as the ANC and as this government about what the people of Israel are doing to the people of Palestine, should tell you something. We believe that Israel is a puppet of the United States. It should tell you that she is indeed part of those elements that are led from the West, especially in the United States.
Sandukolo, very quickly, you'll be handing over a memorandum. Who is your memorandum going to today?
Well, most definitely, we as the Youth League, because we've also did our own memorandum, we want to give it to the leadership of the ANC and say to the leadership of the ANC, they must stand up and defend the president. But we also want to give the memorandum to the different institutions of state that are being used to foster regime change here in our country. The institutions such as the public protector, new public protector, want to petition her to do her job without fear or favor and without fighting with the government. So I want to give to different institutions to say they must defend the people of South Africa who voted for the ANC in their numbers. Thank you very much.
All right, Sandukolo, thank you very much. It got a bit noisy. They would do apologize for that. But of course, that march, thousands of ANC members are making their way down the main street here in Durban. They're going to the City Hall, and as you've heard from Sandukolo, will be handing over a memorandum from the main structure, the mother body. The ANC Youth League is also saying that it too will be handing over its memorandum to the leaders of the party. We'll be continuing, of course, in the last couple of kilometers or so of the march, and we'll be continuing, of course, to bring you an update on this march. The ANC in the eThekwini region here in KwaZulu-Natal. Studio, it's back to you.
That was our reporter, and I'm sure coming to us live from the hands-off Jacob Zuma march currently taking place in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. President Jacob Zuma has arrived in India for the BRICS summit. South Africa hopes to use the occasion to